G'day guys and welcome back to Casual Rage.
Excuse me, I'm Tim.
And I'm Greg.
Go fuck yourself, Disney. Hello everyone and welcome to Casual Rage, where we casually rage out about the week's topics or the topics of the week. Yes, and as opposed to last week, there is a little bit more to talk about this week. We've had a trailer drop from the Eternals. We've also had a trailer drop from Star Wars Visions, so we'll have a look at those. There is a little bit more news about the naming of Boba Fett's starship, Slave One. I think we all know that it's called Slave One still. And yeah, there's a fair bit to talk about. So let's get into it. First of all, I'd like to thank, of course, my guests, my co-hosts, my friends. The Holy Order of the Jab. Grand High Priest, how are you?
Good evening, brother.
Good evening. How are you?
I am doing well, of course, except for the sad, tragic news of poor OnlyFans.
Sad. We'll probably talk about that on the Full Aussie. I have no doubt that will probably come up.
I'm sure it will.
Yes. How's your week been?
I'm pretty good. Not very eventful. I spent a good chunk of the day today listening to Mahler's latest video, which is 4+ hours long. So that was entertaining while I was doing some other stuff. But
what was the video on?
It was Black Widow, an Unbridled Rage.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna sit down and watch that. Did you watch his review on the I think it's called The Father?
No.
He praised the hell out of that movie. They called it Unbridled Praise or something.
Yeah, he does a couple unbridled praises every now and then, but typically I won't watch any of his videos if I haven't consumed, or at least I'm not aware of the thing that he's covering. So I don't know anything about The Father. I, of course, have not seen Black Widow. I will never see Black Widow. I will never see a Marvel thing of any kind ever again.
Unless you're rewatching the X-Men cartoon.
No,
Actually, when I saw, yeah, I know. When
comic books are
dead to you.
Waste of time.
When I saw that intro for the old X-Men animated series, it made me really want to sit down and watch it again. Fuck, I love Gambit. Who's your favorite character, Tim?
Wolverine.
Okay. Who was your favorite character, Greg?
I don't know if I really had a favorite.
So
I guess style-wise, Wolverine.
Okay. Yeah, that
But
suits
because
you.
I like his attitude and everything. But as far as his powers go and fighting abilities, I certainly think there's stronger characters out there. Although he's very durable, of course.
yeah.
Yeah. That's funny, Riff. New South Wales. Yeah, they're,
But
they're in lockdown like big time. And Tim, of course, how are you?
Oh, just great. Today's my Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been doing my best to try and get a buzz, but I can't. I've had a tall can of 8%, a bottle of regular beer, and nothing. So, oh well.
What's wrong? I thought that intro might get you buzzing.
Oh, yeah. That's a great intro, man, by
It is.
Scimitar. Just
Yeah,
fantastic.
it
I
is.
mean, I put it up against almost any intro. It's great.
Mm,
But
I
yeah,
agree.
having a good week.
Yep.
Work's been busy, but again, today's my Friday, and I got a few things accomplished, as in done
Mm-hmm.
permanently. So that's good. So yeah, I'm excited about the weekend. I'm gonna try and get some
What
content
videos
out.
did you? Yeah, what videos have you dropped recently?
None. I haven't done a video since last Saturday, not this past Saturday, but the
Mm-hmm.
last, because I was so busy this weekend, and I was streaming with you Thursday night, then Friday night, then I was
Mm.
on Laura's channel, and then Greg and I did it, and I had some stuff I had to get done. So I need to get back into it.
well, this
You said Greg
weekend,
and I did it. That's funny.
yeah. I mean, it was good for me, Tim. Thank you.
Yeah,
Uh,
it always is.
the funny thing is, like, okay, so it's Thursday. We're streaming tonight. We're gonna stream again tomorrow night. And then we're streaming again on Saturday night, Sunday
Yeah.
night. It's like, oof.
And oh no, we're off Monday night.
No, Mondays are off week for.
Well,
the
hold on a
show.
minute, because next week is my combined member stream with OG Star Wars, one of those nights. So wow, yeah, there's just not a lot of time, but
Lot
I
of
want to. Yeah, I know what videos I want to make, but it's easier said than done,
Mm.
So need to
Oh,
get
that's
back
the-
into it.
It's the same with like these Star Wars continuity ones. I've started working on episode 2, the second script. It's going to be a shorter one. I was tossing up whether or not to break down each individual episode. Then I went, no, I can't do that because I never made the series that way. So I then sort of started thinking, okay, well, there's not a lot of like in-universe destruction, so to speak, other than like the characters' evolutions and things like that. So I was going, am I going to get into characters already? So I decided that I am going to do one on hyperspace. There is really,
Of course, you are.
there is really only one example of them breaking law of hyperspace in The Mandalorian. So I am finding a way to kind of tie this video into my hyperspace video from the original series.
Gotcha.
Well, may I offer a suggestion then?
Okay.
Because it's not just hyperspace that the Mandalorian kind of destroys. You could tie in its hyperspace combined with a sense of time and distance.
Yes.
So
That's
So the
very
problem-
true too. Yep.
the problem is like, okay, so they're going sublight. How the hell is he getting from planet to planet? Well, okay, their definition of sublight, well, even if you excuse that, the odds of them bumping into another character in space, and you can kind of tie this with the tracking fobs where he gets
It's astronomical, literally.
Yeah, he gets caught in space between planets or whatever by another ship who's fobbed him or whatever and has tracked him.
Bobbed him.
Like the odds of that are very, very minuscule.
Yeah.
Then you have the fact that his rickety ship made it like I don't know how much distance between in season 2 after crashing on the ice spider planet. To
Oh, and they were stuck in the fucking cockpit.
calamari outpost. Yeah, with the, like the old awesome car that you see in the parking lot that's got like the duct tape and plastic window wrap as side windows because they've been busted out or whatever. Like that whole ship was just pathetic. So there's a lot to explore, just time and space distance along with the hyperspace thing. Because again, like just the last episode, right, going at the end of the season. So they go to the planet and he hacks his way into the high level security that is, do you have a face?
Yeah.
And he gets the location. He gets the location of Gideon's ship, and apparently Gideon's ship is just parked there the entire time. And then he actually calls Gideon, taunts him. Yeah, write it down, Ryno.
It says, I'm coming for you. Yeah.
He taunts him and says, I'm coming for you. And so what does Gideon do?
Oh, Hogan, we coming for you.
Well, boy, I'm really concerned. So I'm not going to alter my flight path or plans or location at all in between the time of now when he's threatening me and when he gets here. I'm just going to stay on my pre-scheduled flight path.
Absolutely.
Like the whole rescue mission would have been completely undone if he just made a quick hyperspace jump a couple parsecs away.
Yeah.
Completely undone.
But see, this is the thing. I have touched on the time factor that they ignore within hyperspace in both my Damage the Disney Star Wars Trilogy Does video, which is essentially the very first one of the series. And then in the actual hyperspace video, I do touch on the time factor. But see, it makes me think, like, you know, when they go to Tython, you know, when they go and put Grogu on the Seeing Stone, like, how long did it really take him to get there after he met up with Ahsoka? Like, he was there. This is the thing, though, is that they play with those time jumps in between episodes.
Yeah, see, and I'm fine with that. Like, I don't need to see, like, a whole episode where they're just milling around the ship. Like, I'm fine with those jumps in time.
Yeah.
So it's
maybe
it's
one
not
of those episodes every now and then where you spend the entire episode on the ship in transit to another planet, and, you know, that as long as the story's good, you could still do an episode like that. But you don't want to see every.
The problem with the time jumps is when you put it side by side with other things that are going on. So it's like, in the meantime, while Mando went here, there, this other place, had a whole adventure, left, and then went to there, Boba Fett didn't track him to that planet that he was on with Ahsoka. He waited all the way through that until he got all the way to Tython before he decided he was going to confront the Mandalorian to get his stupid armor back. So then he, you know, repainted. That's kind of one of those like okay, what was Boba Fett doing that entire time? Like, just orbiting the planet, waiting? Like, what was he doing?
I also thought of another video then where I need to talk about Imperial technology. Because we've got the cloning base that I can talk about. We've got the face scanning that's absolute ridiculous.
One of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen.
Well, yeah. And then the ability to be able to track the ship from getting this information. Sorry, before we go any further, let me say hello to the chat. I missed some of them because it's obviously jumped so far back. We've been going for nearly 15 minutes, but thank you all for being here.
Sorry.
Of course, it was good. It actually gave me a couple of ideas as well, which is awesome. I'll just quickly
my producer role.
That's right. Executive producer. OG Star Wars, Christopher Barker. We got Trey Courtney, of course, Open Airlock Policy. We've got Liquid Blake. We've got Metal Long, Subhuman. Steven's in the chat. We've got Lost Jedi 22. We've got Riff Magos. Again, thank you all for being here. Please smash the like button. Alex McCarthy. The Senate's here. E. Clay Thomason, of course. Hello, E. Clay. Good to see you. Soul Assassin. All the usual suspects. All here. All for a good time. Did you all watch my Cell Shade's here as well? Cell Shade, awesome. I can't wait to show you what he's done. I can't wait. Tammy's here as well. Did you guys watch my tracking fob episode?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You did. Did you guys in the chat watch it? What do you think? I know what you think, Greg. You thought I should have probably dived into it a little bit more, which I probably could have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you definitely left some things on the table as far as like how much additional stuff did their existence breaks.
Yeah.
Even not just the previous, the OT or the prequel trilogy or the Disney trilogy, like it breaks the Mandalorian itself. It doesn't make sense within its own season. By episode 7, they don't exist anymore, or nobody thinks to use them.
I did see you in there, Blake. That's funny. You did have a good time in there. Yeah. I don't know. There's so much to it, though. This is where, like, I made it into a series because there are a lot of things to actually break down. But, yeah. Anyway, let's get into some of the topics for the evening, shall we? The first one that we're going to get into is something that came up a little while ago. Tim, we're going to jump into that Slave One article. So we all heard that they were changing the name of Boba Fett's from Slave One to Boba Fett's Starship. It has now been given a name, and I thought Tim might want to talk a little bit about this because they did essentially rip off something from the EU, at least from one of the video games, is how I understand it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the article on Slave One up. Hang on.
And for $5, I would. So buy that T-shirt. Fuck tracking fobs. Yeah.
All right.
That'd be interesting. What is this?
That's the Slave One article you wanted to talk about.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's not the right topic. Hold on. I think I found it. There it is. Was that LeVar Burton, Greg?
What?
Oh,
Is that
you
LeVar
son of a
Burton?
bitch.
No, I'm sorry, I missed it.
Oh, dude, you go back and watch the stream. Go back and watch the stream.
Yeah.
All right. So
yes. So yes, I've pretty much given you a breakdown. We all know that they've done this.
Everyone did a video on this about what, 2 months ago,
Something
a month
like
ago,
that.
something like that. And it started out because the Lego set, right? The Lego set was Boba Fett Starship. Plus, in my video, I didn't see anyone else do this, but in my video, the model company, I'm trying to think of who has the contract now, but they were doing a thing at a show and making a video, and they were saying, "Hey, yeah, we were told it's has to be named this, not our decision." And so it was like a conscious decision, right, by Lucasfilm to do this. But tonight before the stream, I went to StarWars.com databank, which is a resource I never use because now it's completely unreliable and stuff. But I went there, and they still have it named Slave One. So I think this is more of a slow burn type thing where they slowly start to change it, right?
Like
piece
phase
by
it out.
piece. Yeah, phase it out. Yeah.
The thing for me though is the entire reason why they're doing it is because we've got the Book of Boba Fett coming. They don't want the Spurgs out there to start spurging out on Twitter, so they're preempting the attack basically.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, let's read through some of this article because fucking ridiculous where they pulled the name from.
So this is Bounding into Comics. Spencer Bakuli was the author. And by the way, doesn't this thing back here look like one of those what do you call it? Like the hole in the top of the table for wires and stuff?
It makes me think of Frisbee, far out.
Well, it looks like, you know what I'm talking about, like on those worktop tables, like the what do they call it?
A lazy Susan.
Yeah, but they have a name. It's a Son of a bitch. Anyway, that's
That's not the
exactly
name
what
of
this
it.
looks like where you can just pull your wire through, like for your computer laptop or whatever. All right.
Oh
So
yeah, like one of those plastic caps that sits through
yeah,
the hole on
but it
your
has a name.
desk.
I just totally can't think of what it's
It's
called.
called a plastic cap that sits over the hole
Yes.
on your desk.
Yes.
Let's
Mhm.
go.
All right. Disney Star Wars officially renames Boba Fett Slave One. A little dramatic there. Following the reveal that the House of Mouse, that's Disney, had simply dropped the moniker of Boba Fett Slave One, likely in order to preemptively appease the offended masses. Disney has finally and officially unveiled the new name of the Star Wars fan favorite's infamous starship. Slave One's new name was officially unveiled in a Marvel preview for the currently in progress Marvel Comics crossover series Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters, which is a complete ripoff of some EU stories. A canon story. Oh, Spencer, we got to talk. In which details Boba Fett's arduous and treacherous journey in between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi to deliver a carbonite frozen Han Solo to Jabba's palace. So yeah, they did this story in EU, and I think it was like Battle of the Bounty Hunters. They had a pop-up book, but the comics did it, and a few of the anthology novels did it. So they're just completely ripping off the whole concept. Like, come up with something new. Why don't you guys go to your Disney trilogy era and write some stories? You know, constantly
they're trying
cashing
to
in.
they're trying to rewrite this for their Disney
Absolutely.
story. That's what I was saying. Like the Book of Boba Fett's due. They can't have this name because they think just because it's almost like Luke Skywalker killing Kylo Ren because maybe he might turn to the dark side. They're changing the name of this because maybe there might be some backlash when the Book of Boba Fett comes out.
Oh, by the way, the hole in the table, it's a grommet. That's what it is.
Oh,
Anyway,
Grommet. Wallace and Grommet?
okay. Yeah. In the preview, Disney showcased 6 different variant covers. You need 6, for these comics that aren't selling for the crossover series, each of which depicts one of the series' title bounty hunters next to the respective vehicle of war. Behold the vehicles of war, it says on the cover of this one. Though the title of this, though the ship's new designation is found nowhere on Boba Fett's variant cover, even in the translated Orabish text, Disney's preview announced that fans can see the following characters and vehicles on variant covers throughout September. Bosk and the Houndstooth, EU name. Let's skip that one for now. IG-88 and IG-2000, EU name. Zuckuss and the Mist Hunter, also an EU name, but it's with Orlam. They kind of hung around together. Valance, Bylert, and the Broken Wing. I don't know if they ever named his ship in the old Marvel comics from the 80s and 70s. Dengar and the Punishing One, EU name. And then you go back up, Boba Fett, and Fire Spray. So let's see if he got it right. Yeah, he did. As emphasized above, it appears that Slave One has officially been renamed Fire Spray, a reference to the ship's official model classification as a Fire Spray 31 class patrol and attack craft, which is a name, by the way, that I think they first revealed like in 1989 in the role-playing game books. I think it was in the Empire Strikes Back Galaxy Guide.
Slave
and it's
One.
funny. Yeah, no, Fire Spray class ship.
Oh, yeah.
Slave One was in the novelization, but the point is, a lot of YouTubers with Star Wars in their name were acting like Disney came up with Fire Spray on their own. It's like Star Wars is in your name, guys. Come on. At least before you post something, go look it up. But the thing is, I'd like to see this, like the actual screenshot or whatever, because if this is in italics, like it's the name of the ship, and Fire Spray's not in italics, it's almost like they're just saying Boba Fett and the class of the ship. So I'd really, if anyone has a screenshot or a link, I would like to see it. That's all I'm saying.
This is the thing. It's like them calling the vessel. In the High Republic.
Yeah.
Right.
you know, they can't, like, it's like calling a wayfinder a wayfinder. Like they're so simplified and there's no meaning behind it.
Or
The
a
reason
rock
the funny thing
or
is
geode.
Slave One, there's actually lore behind why it's named Slave One.
Yeah.
There's actually like a story behind just the name of a goddamn ship. An entire story.
Yeah, Jango Fett was enslaved.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he named it
It's in my
that to
video.
sort of remind himself of sort of where he came from and what he was and all of that sort of thing, right?
Mm-hmm. And plus, if you think about it, think about the psychological depth there that, and this happens a lot. Like you're a slave and then you become a slaver because you want to control that which can enslave you, right? So if you're the slaver, you can't be a slave. So that's also something that could have been going through his head. But no, that's too nuanced and too deep for these SJW weirdos that are currently running Disney Star Wars.
Yeah. Soul Assassin, Slave One. Soul Assassin says, I bet they're renaming the ship because Boba going to give it to Mando. I
don't think we'll ever see Mando again.
I don't know if we'll never see Mando again, but I think we've seen I think we've seen enough of him for a long time. I don't know. They might end up bringing him back in an animated thing. I don't think they're going to do a season 3. I honestly believe you're trying to tell me that the one thing that's got all this hype back in Star Wars, they've decided to put on the back burner so that they can do their offshoot story of Book of Boba Fett in December when they were pretty much releasing all of these things throughout. We got season 1, November, December. We got season 2, November, December. And we're not going to get season 3, November, December? I don't know. I don't think we're getting a season 3 of Mando.
No. I'll tell you what, if they do bring it back, it's probably not going to be Pedro Pascal. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
No, I think Book of Boba Fett will spin off into something else.
Yeah.
So
Book
they may
of Boba
bring
Fett.
back,
It's gonna be. You know what the Book of Boba Fett's gonna be? It's gonna be the adventures of Fennec Shan and her sidekick Bulba.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised she wasn't sitting in the throne at the very end.
You mean sitting actually in the throne?
Yeah, and then he's the one leaning on it with the blue drink. Yeah. Well, they can always change that, right?
No. Yeah, what they're doing there is she's hiding in plain sight. She's actually the one leading, but is the yes, that's right.
Well,
Star Wars is saved.
She's got unstoppable bionic intestines now, so there's the galaxy's hers.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Behind every good man on the throne is a good woman. Yeah.
I'm really sorry, and I'm sorry to all of you. I've got to take this call. It's a work thing. Can you sort of just take over, guys, for a little bit?
What the hell is that part at, Ryno, that you stole? All right. So,
sorry, guys.
Let's keep on reading this. Though Disney has not publicly specified why they renamed Slave One, like we don't know, with Lego Star Wars design director Jens Kranvold, Frederikshavn, and that's like from Netherlands, I believe, or Denmark, right, is where Lego is based, having merely announced the change by stating it is just something that Disney doesn't want to use anymore. It's likely that it was done in order to avoid any bad faith and victimization-seeking reactions to the use of the term slave. Notably, actor Mark Anthony Austin, who is pretty active on Twitter with like classic Star Wars stuff, so pretty much an ally, who played the character in the 1997 Star Wars Special Edition film, like when they're in the Docking Bay 94, which was completely unnecessary, by the way, has himself rejected the Disney idiocy, not buying. This is him talking, not buying, not conforming to the mouse, no siree, not going to happen, he wrote on Twitter in June, shortly after the name change was leaked to the public. When I was growing up, I loved Disney. No more. So that you have a picture there of the Lego toy, but again, the model company, I'm trying to think of who it is. It's not Ertl, but it's some other model company. The guy straight up said that they were told, don't put that name on the box. It's Boba Fett's starship. And there's a picture of that as well that's in my video that I put out at the time when all this news was here. So we know why they're doing this. And it just shows to me more than anything that even if you have good intentions, it's like, think of all the things you could be spending your time on to actually affect change, right? But you're spending it on something so vacuous. That's what this is. It shows how shallow these people's nuance and intelligence really are, because they see a word and they think they have to like erase that word instead of, again, going after real situations that are actually what's the term I'm looking for, that are actually oppressing people, like maybe some stuff going on in China. Why can't they go after that instead of the name on the box of a ship? That shows how vacuous they are. Go ahead, Greg.
This is a galaxy that has slavery in it. It's portrayed. It's part of the galaxy, and it's not portrayed in a positive light. It's not like, oh, slaves are a good thing or anything like that. It's pretty much it's called what it is. It's evil. It's wrong, but it exists as it does in this world right now, today, as we speak.
Yes.
So the idea of like, we're going to ban this word, or we're not going to use this word because it's offensive or something, is like, I guess, what next? I mean, is a Devastator too like evil sounding? So we got to rename that ship into what, the Rainbow?
Yeah, and I made a bunch of tweets the day this happened, and some of them were pretty
Death
funny.
Star? I mean, for God's sakes.
Yeah, I mean, Millennium Falcon, it's going to offend millennials. It's just the Falcon.
Millennials.
The Falcon is endangered species. We can't call it that because it makes you think of falcons. PETA's going to come after you, so we got to call it the disc ship. That's it, the disc. Just call it the disc.
I guess you can call it the model of the ship, because that's what we're going to do. So we're going to change the Devastator to what, an Imperial I-class star, whatever. Like we're just gonna only refer to them now as the actual.
It's an Imperator class Star Destroyer. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, insane.
Where does it end? I mean, clearly people.
The white triangle. That's it.
People have way too much time on their hands to be like, to look at something like this and go, oh my God, we can't have this. It's got this word in it. Like,
well, it's time on your hands, and again, it's just shallow. It's so, they think they're being like so sophisticated, right? Because hey, look, it says slave. We got to get rid of that, but it's vacuous and shallow. That's all it is.
Of course, because like the reality is congratulations. You've made zero difference and saved 0 lives by changing the name of the ship. Like, nothing has changed on Earth or in that galaxy because you renamed the ship. Like, it didn't change anything. It didn't stop slavery. It doesn't erase the fact that it happened or is happening.
Yes.
Nothing changes.
And this is what I'm getting at. What about, he says, or he or she says, they support real slavery. That's what I was getting at earlier. People actually being oppressed. But, it's a lot easier just for effort and for optics to take a name off of a box and pat yourself on the back. Australian $5 from Lethal Lightning. He says, Ryno secretly wax off the cute anime girls. I probably believe that. But here's the thing with Ryno, like, I'll be nice here. Like, he never really talks about girls backstage. He's always about, let's talk about Star Wars and Marvel and the topics. And Greg and I are like, hey, girls, but he's not like that. But maybe secretly he is like that, Lethal. I don't know.
Oh my God, I don't know if that's much of a compliment.
Well, I mean, I'm not making it a compliment. I'm just telling the truth. Do you ever remember him bringing up? I don't.
Yeah. I think you might
Lethal
be
could be right because
Lethal's onto something there.
Yeah, because it's a secret thing because he's never like talking about it with us. So when is he talking about it? So or doing anything about it? He likes dudes, he said. But in any event, that's what this is all about, guys.
He did say he liked Ahsoka at one time, so that's another hint.
Oh, well, I don't know. If that were a real life thing, I might try it. But look, that's all this is, guys. It's a slow burn thing. They're not just gonna change the profile overnight. I think slowly they'll start changing products, and then eventually they'll update like the data bank, and then Wikipedia, like good little stool pigeons, they will eventually change it. And then if you try to change it back, they'll ban you from like being an editor on Wikipedia. That's exactly.
Oh, you know that
happen.
They already have the edits already made. They just
need to
them.
Yeah.
They can't wait to do it because again they think like, oh, I did something good today. Like no, you didn't.
Yeah, and some people were talking about
hashtag
this.
Activism accomplishes nothing.
I think Stieg and Alora were talking about this, like going out and just read a random article. And I know this because that's where I start. If I'm doing a video, I use it as like a baseline because you can't use it as like a reliable source. You use it as a baseline, and then you go check to see what is and isn't right. And then you really get the full story. But it's good for a starting point. But there's so many edits that they're wrong because of oversight. But sometimes it's wrong because on purpose, because some fucking idiot says this is like the editorial stance of Wikipedia. Like there was an example about the chip, that the chip first appeared in Revenge of the Sith. And I believe Alora challenged them on it. Yeah, Alora challenged them on it. And the explanation was that it first appears by conjecture because, you see the events happening where they turn on the Jedi. And that's, the implication that chip existed.
Well, that's really fucking flimsy. I could say
exactly.
I could say that that's evidence that Cthulhu made it do it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just because you didn't happen to see Cthulhu on screen, like that doesn't mean he didn't influence.
Right. Mm-hmm. We're done talking about this topic, Ryno.
Yeah, sorry guys. That took way longer than I thought it was.
He was looking at cute pics of anime
girls. Draws. I don't know what that is.
It's the fox thing waving with hearts. Heart farting.
Thank you. Martini Draws for the $2 super sticker. And we've got Whatabouts here. We've got Lisa in the house. So, yeah, was that a good discussion? Oh, sorry, I missed all of it.
Yeah, it was good.
Well, I mean,
we got Lethal's $5 Australian.
Watch back. Yeah,
that's not showing up on here for some reason.
I see it, but we covered it. We had a whole conversation about it, actually.
Yeah, okay.
About how you whack off to cute anime girls.
Hey, stop telling everyone. Well, look, yeah, I just thought it was ridiculous. They pretty much plucked the name, and yeah, I don't know why the super chat's not showing up. That's so weird.
You probably recalled it because you weren't here.
It's so very weird. Like McKinney's coming up.
Did you see MJ1 Media?
Yeah, I see it in the comments.
Mega Jetty. For $2. I called out Holdo. Winter on Wiki. Equals winter on Wiki. Yeah, okay. They changed it. That's Winter from the Thrawn trilogy novels.
Winter Selju, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She they pretty much tried to do that. They changed Holdo over. I'm gonna just go back. I can't bring it up because I don't know.
There's like no comparison between Holdo and Winter, like none.
Well, Winter, explain why. Why is Winter
Because
so good?
well, even if you take away what their occupations were and all that, even if you take that away, the personalities are completely different. Holdo was a overbearing cunt, and Winter, even though she was kind of a badass, she wasn't like that. End of story.
Refresh my memory on Winter.
Yeah.
Winter is Leia's
Adopted sister.
Adopted sister. Like, been with her her entire life. She's another. Why am I blanking on the planet's name? Where's she from? Leia?
Alderaan.
Alderaanian.
She's another Alderaanian. Yeah.
No, Tython.
I've finally popped up.
That's weird.
This is almost like one of those times. It's like, oh, thank you, Lethal, oh, fuck you. But equally waxed off over cute anime girls. Yeah, no. I told you to stop telling everyone.
One of the Disney novels goes into Holdo's backstory and how she met Leia. They were together in a junior senator program before the Empire, before the Republic became the Empire. That's how Leia knows Holdo. Holdo's from a whole nother planet. Was a weirdo when she was young. Dressed weird to stand out. They were very different personalities. They became friends and met through that whole program. So, like,
how do you know all this?
The same character. Because I unfortunately read that fucking book.
Oh.
Yeah, it was.
I read that book
after
too,
the Last
I don't
Jedi
remember that. I remember.
I think it was before the Last Jedi.
I remember hearing about Holdo in the Aftermath books. Is that the ones you're talking about?
No, I don't think it was Aftermath. I think it was a specific Princess Leia book.
Oh, it was Bloodlines.
It was all the way back when she was young.
I think it was Bloodlines.
Okay.
I think it's Bloodline singular.
For Bloodline, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does ring a bell.
That was probably one of their better books, but it still wasn't great.
It's, based on the name and what we know of Disney Star Wars books, it probably is referring to their menstruation.
No, although that was a plot point in the Phasma book.
Yeah, and it was in the second Padme book as well.
I never read the Phasma book. I heard so many bad things about it.
It's not just bad as a Star Wars book. It's one of the worst books ever written in the history of literature.
Wow.
That's saying something. I see.
And who wrote that?
In the chat.
I want to say it was a Claudia Gray. But I might be wrong on that one.
I just want to hit this again. Roger H for a $2 Canadian thumbs up. Thank you. H.
I like that.
H.
No, it's Delilah S. Dawson.
Oh, yeah. She's another nutso. Yeah. They all are.
For all your super chats, thank you. We'll give Disney.
Fuck off! Disney! You fucking cunt!
Sorry, Greg, I cut you off there.
Nah, it's fine. They did go into the history of Holdo and how they met, and it's not Winter at all.
No,
but Winter doesn't exist in their canon. That's the thing. Right. This is what's really funny about Disney's Star Wars, right? Compared to normal Star Wars. Normal Star Wars, you've got the main characters, and then you've got offshoots to those characters. But those offshoots to those characters have a lot of depth, have a lot of and in Disney Star Wars, there's literally none of that. But if there even is a taste of that, the minor characters are so like nothing. Like there's nothing really drawing you to them. There's so much, just even in the Thrawn trilogy with Winter, that makes you appreciate that character so much, and it widens the universe. It makes it. I'm always talking about, Disney Star Wars. They're making it so small, and they've got their 20 to 40 characters that they're always just those 20 to 40 characters.
Are
You
you
know,
telling me you didn't appreciate the gay ex Imperial in Aftermath?
oh,
Or the Roger droid Bones or whatever the fuck. God, that book is so terrible.
so dumb. So dumb.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're going to try and import as much and smash into the new canon as many references as they can to the EU because they think that's something that'll sell. So,
well,
that's,
it's
that's
interesting.
a classic Filoni maneuver. So,
well, it's interesting, because with the next thing that we're about to just get into here, Star Wars Visions. You guys may have seen the trailer. You may have watched my video. I'm not too sure, but what like the first thing I ask is who is that made for? Is it made for Star Wars fans, anime fans, both mixed together? But this isn't canon. Like I even said in my video, like I asked the question. If you're going to make stories that aren't canon, that you're just doing over here, how about you just concentrate on answering some of the questions that you've opened up in the shit that you've already created? The problem is that they can't even come up with the answers themselves. I think
they don't care.
Well,
I'll tell you who this is made for. It's made for someone, okay, at Disney Lucasfilm that said, "Hey, I'd like to see the Star Wars anime, so let's do it." And then maybe two other people were like, "Yeah, yeah," and maybe one of those two other people were someone just saying, "Yeah, yeah," because they were just trying to agree, right? Someone had a wild hair up their ass that they wanted to see Star Wars anime, and they somehow got it approved. I don't think there was any kind of demand for this. I don't think they looked at any kind of fan feedback or requests that wanted this. Now, we've had Star Wars manga for over 20 years, right? They adapted the original trilogy like in 98 or 99, and I think it sold pretty decently. But this is like all new weird shit. And are you going to get into the Umbrella?
Oh God.
The Umbrella.
You know what I'm talking about, right, Ryno?
No, I don't think
Oh
so.
my gosh.
Something that is almost as dumb as the Inquisitor helicopter lightsabers.
No, it is more dumb.
Oh, the Umbrella thing in the Visions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I saw that. That was stupid.
Extremely stupid.
Before we actually get into the Visions, I want to show you guys something. Like, this is I don't know where the fan base is at. Like, honestly, I can't pick it. Right? Let's have a look at this one. Their most recent video for a second.
This week we get our first.
Ugh. Okay, it's only had 15,000.
You know what
views,
she looks like right there? The way you have it frozen, she looks like the guy from what's the movie called where the guy like hangs baseball cards on the wall? The Mask. Yeah.
Yeah. She looks like she's just seen a dick and she's going, ew.
Like, where's Cher?
Let's just have a look through here. Okay, there's not much in there. This really goes against my point, but it is their newest video. Let's take a look at this one.
Awful, Tim, but it's so right.
Oh, there's another one for you. There you go. There's a good ratio. It's about 50% almost, right? 1.4 up to 1.2 down. 24,000. We got Gina Carano quotes. We got Forbes quotes, right?
Wait, 24,000 people. That's the Star Wars audience these days. Holy shit.
Yeah. Hang on. Then you got like this one here, 31,000 views. It's about a 50% ratio again, right? 1.8 to 1.5. And Gina Carano quotes. Very interesting, right? Let's take a look at what Gina Carano was fired from.
This job is great in so many ways. And I think
Shut up. We've got 18K up to 202 down. We don't see a Gina Carano quote, not a Forbes quote, nothing. And this has had 261,000 views.
Sure.
I'm sorry. I can't help but see hypocrisy within the fan base.
The definition.
It absolutely disgusts me.
The definition of hypocrisy is Mandalorian.
Fucking hate it. Fucking hate it. Let's have a look at what this 233,000 views. 1K down to 11 up on a Bad Batch thing. Not a Gina Carano quote in sight. Fucking hypocrisy at its finest. All right.
Well, it's because furry fuck's in charge of it. So furry fuck is a legion of furry fuckers.
It's like the guys on EFAP said. You know, the only reason why they're copying all the shit that they're copying for criticizing The Mandalorian for its garbage storytelling, stupid writing, and law breaking is because it's The Mandalorian, and because fucking it's Dave and John and Dave, and they're the saviors of Star Wars. You know, let's make a Christmas video. Oh, Lucasfilm saved Star Wars for Christmas. Fucking tired. Hello, Stephanie. She's in the house. Let's watch this trailer. Do you want to watch the Japanese or the
I want to watch the Japanese. Let's get the full experience here.
Yeah, let's get the Japanese one here. Let me just blow it up full screen here.
Is that the Sphinx?
何百年も前のことよ。ジェダイいう偉大な戦士がこの星にやってきて、うちの祖先がこの宝刀を託される。その刀は常に全力で支え合う。そいつはお前のもんじゃ。
Oh, I put my crystal in. That's how you make sabers.
So crystals are like a AA battery?
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to it. Don't worry.
お前は生まれた時からフォースに導かれていたのだ。
この時を待っていた。
I guess that blaster stopping thing is no longer used.
Yeah.
What's that?
Stomping a blaster bolt midair is just like an everyday Jedi move now.
Yeah. And look, there's fire spray.
Yeah.
The Matrix. Okay.
Oh gosh.
There's that character, the bunny-looking character. Looks stupid. This one.
What the hell?
Oh, lightsabers.
Now, I saw something just quickly in the chat. Lethal says, Ryno jacks off over to English dubbed anime. Well, you would jack off over the Japanese dub anime for Star Wars.
He's like, thanks for the compliment.
There's this I wanted to just go to. Where is it? Oh, that's right. It's after this. So they're putting the crystal into the lightsaber like this, and then it closes up and the thing shuts, right? It's so stupid.
And there's like a little spring on the other side of the button there that presses into the crystal and activates.
It's so fucking tarded. But then the other bit that I want to actually point out is it's just after this.
Oh.
Shut up, Charles. This. How fucking retarded is that?
What am I even looking at?
I'm going to pull my
what am I even
lightsaber
looking
out of its, I don't know what they're called, a holster. I know that's for a gun. But
Scabbard.
Is that what it's called? A scabbard. I'm going to pull it out, ignite it as I'm pulling it out, and hope that the blade doesn't get to my hand before I can extend it all the way out.
Well, you know Disney Star Wars likes to just have their sabers ignited like all the time, you know.
Yeah.
You just randomly ignite it while you're eating dinner and so if it's already ignited in your scabbard, then you're ready to go.
Do you want to watch the English dubbed version?
No.
No.
Hashtag lethal was right.
It looks so dumb. And you're not wrong about like everyone now is using this force ability where they can just stop blaster bolts or stun bolts like this.
I mean, does the character say there is no spoon? I mean, like, what a Matrix riff.
Oh, and hey, look. Are those like Disney trilogy era stormtroopers?
Oh, go back to that. Let me have a look.
They kind of look like it.
They do, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
I think they are. But yeah, I think the thing that got the most like interest or controversy was the umbrella.
The umbrella and the whips. That's what I
Yeah,
said.
I was like, what the fuck on that one? I hate it when I get my Schwartz twisted.
I mean, who is this made for? Like, I'm not an anime person, but even if I was an anime person and a Star Wars person, like, this isn't canon. I don't care about this story. I don't know. It's just stupid. Is anyone in the chat interested in watching this? Are you two interested in watching this just to see? Exactly.
No.
Force lightning. Look at that. Look at the saber. Look at that.
It's like
it actually creates a crossblade and then tips. Wow.
Lame.
Very lame. This character looks stupid.
When do we get to the part with the tentacle dicks?
The tentacle dicks?
Yeah, it's anime, isn't it?
There was the umbrella.
Like does that look Star Wars to you?
No.
Look at what this guy's wearing. That doesn't look Star Wars at all. The ATSTs at the back. Yeah. That's probably the most Star Wars looking shot.
Yeah.
Out of all of it. And it's only because we know where that is. Anyway, I just thought, I don't know who this is made for. Seems that everybody in the chat's like, fuck no. I'm not interested. Zacharat's in the house. G'day, mate. Yeah.
I don't see it being a big hit. To be honest, I don't think many of Disney's shows, other than maybe The Mandalorian, have even been in the vicinity of being hits.
Yeah.
Well, the Bad Batch isn't even close, and that's fucking getting a second season.
There's no interest in that. No. Well, I mean, it's because they got to put out something. That's literally the only thing that it's just they have to have something. What else is Disney going to produce strictly for Disney Plus other than Marvel and Star Wars?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Have they even got like anything else that they like?
Oh, they have the entire Fox library and their entire film library that they could extend. Not to mention like dozens they could redo some of the '90s cartoons. Bring back Darkwing Duck. I don't know.
Problem is they're not extending it; they're rewriting it.
Yeah,
like fucking.
Or just make something new. But
Predator, not Predator. Are they doing a new Predator movie? Or even Alien. Who knows? Let's not give them any ideas. All right, let's move off some Star Wars stuff and get into some Marvel stuff.
Goody.
Yes, goody. We're going to watch a trailer that I know that Greg is really, really interested in seeing this movie. Really interested in seeing this movie. Should all send him super chats so that we can buy him a ticket.
Oh yeah, I'd go.
The Eternals second trailer has dropped. Now, I don't even really remember the first trailer. That's how much it impacted me, and that's how much I really didn't really care too much for it.
I remember them all looking like a bunch of douchebags on the beach.
I predict that this is just going to be, well, I suppose it does say Angelina Jolie in the thing, but I think it's going to center a lot around her because she's going to be the pull to the box office for this, if anything.
Okay. Like, Dwayne Johnson can't draw people, but Angelina Jolie will.
Five years ago, Thanos erased half of the population of the universe. But the people of this planet brought everyone back with a snap of a finger. The sudden return of the population provided the necessary energy for the emergence to begin.
How long do we have?
7 days.
We're Eternals. We came here 7,000 years ago to protect humans from the deviants.
They came 7,000 years ago, but they did nothing about Thanos.
Yeah.
Why didn't you guys help fight Thanos?
Oh.
Or all the other terrible things throughout history?
Because we couldn't.
We were instructed not to
Shang-Chi,
interfere
we
in
needed
any human
Shang-Chi.
conflicts unless deviants are involved.
By who?
What the fuck was that?
Is that supposed to be like
We need to find
Galactus
the
or something?
Oh no.
I haven't seen some of them for centuries.
Hi.
Hello.
This is what the end of the world looks like. At least we have front row seats.
You know what's never saved the planet? Your sarcasm.
Or you fucks.
We've loved these people since the day we arrived. When you love something,
You don't say that because you were told.
You can't protect. Any of them.
I bet you've built the perfect safe house. Well, what's this even made of? Vibranium?
Fall collection. IKEA.
Marvel humor. Wow.
Yeah, wow indeed.
I couldn't imagine a more boring trailer if you tried.
I don't even know what to say.
And that really was supposed to be Winter Soldier, right?
Well, I don't know. Is it? He's got his arm. He's not an Eternal. He didn't arrive 7, did he? Unless he became a fucking mate of Steve's from childhood, even though he was an adult.
But they used the same actor? That's dumb.
I'm confused.
Let's look this up. But I have some Eternals comics from back in the day, in the 80s, and obviously they wokeified this. What's her name? What's the attractive Mexican woman's name?
Eclake Thomason says, it looks okay to me. Look, I like the idea of the characters of the Eternals, but like the problem with what they've done with the MCU is that they've adapted certain stories, but they're not telling, like, I mean, they're clearly going to touch on why they didn't help defend Earth against Thanos or the entire galaxy against Thanos.
No, they answered it in the trailer. They said that we were told not to.
Oh, did they
Like,
actually?
literally
I
just
missed that.
Yeah, they were told not to, unless it was they were told not to interfere unless it was demons. So like, but then you're like, oh, we love the people so much. Be like, you allowed half of them to get snapped because some fuck 7,000 years ago said, don't interfere unless it's and only if it's demons.
I will also say this bit with
Well,
Angelina
thank you.
Jolie.
I kind of hate your guys' guts already.
This bit here, like, just the way that the movement looks, it looks really shoddy to me. Look at that. And it's the way the camera moves with it. Is that supposed to be Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings? Yeah. I don't know. That looked really strange. It's
Well,
like...
we'll look at this. Nick McCabe and them are saying it's a different actor. Okay, he looks like him. Could you have hired someone that looks different?
Fuck, it does look like him, doesn't it?
Yeah, in that one shot, it first showed him.
Stan.
And the point is, they wokeified all this because,
Who
like,
is that supposed to be?
Selma Hayek's character is a man, right? And
yeah, I don't know if that's the advice I'd give him for this movie. I think my plain advice to him was like, look, anybody that's associated with this movie, the best thing you can do is probably just kill yourself.
Wow. Does anybody know who that is?
That's probably
Icarus?
the villain.
Is that how you say that? Icarus?
No, Icarus is the guy that looks like Sebastian Stan's character.
And I want to know who this is. Is that supposed to be Galactus?
No.
Like they've almost made the head look like it. I don't know.
But yeah, the point is they changed all the sexes of the characters. So this is just another example of them not being. It's a celestial. They're not being faithful to the source material again. So no interest.
Where's the shot with them all standing there? There it is. I suppose he doesn't really look like Sebastian Stan there.
Yeah, a little bit.
Interesting.
Haircut and
I
all
thought
that.
Angelina Jolie would be playing like the leader of the Eternals, but doesn't look that way.
Ajax, yeah, it's a man. That's what's bullshit. Like, you have other women on the team. Why did you have to make Ajax a woman?
Because
this is just stupid.
Because that's the way it's gotta be.
I mean,
G'day, Melissa.
Well, why do you have to have another superhero movie where the actor or actresses wave their hands around like a fucking retard, and then they CGI some bullshit after the fact?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, this is gonna. When is this coming out?
Superman.
Yeah,
I actually don't know.
Well, point is, it's going to be a bomb. It's going to be a bomb.
Well, it depends on how they release these things, you know. Because if they release them because it's racist to release them experimentally,
yeah. And the point is that superhero movies, we're like in the deconstruction phase right now, and something like this that might have been successful, kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy. Who knew who the Guardians of the Galaxy were in 2015 or whenever the hell the first movie came out? Might have been before that. Who knew who they were, right? But it's 2021 and people are tired of it.
Well, and do you
Back
really
then,
think any of these characters are going to have any, like, even 1/10 the charisma of the characters in Guardians of the Galaxy? I mean, this is a trailer, and it was some pretty dull, bland preaching. It was boring as fuck. Like, no personality at all.
Yeah. Like people are tired of it. I mean, that's why you see The Boys. That's why you see Brightburn and whatever else is out there currently. They're deconstructing superheroes, and we're winding down in the current cycle. I mean,
it is getting old. Like even that line at the end, IKEA, you know, that table was from IKEA or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
Marvel humor is repulsive, though. I mean, it's the dumbest, lowest form of garbage humor there is.
Yeah, but early days it never used to be. Early days, like Phase 1 humor was never really that cringy, and it never really overtook to the point where now that we see it, it's like, Marvel humor. Yeah. I don't know.
I have zero interest. I have like negative interest in this.
Yeah, I don't really have any interest in it either. But like, I kind of like, not because I'm interested, but I want to see what they're doing with Phase 4. I want to see how they try and introduce mutants, if they're going to even try and do that. I don't know. It's kind of like with Star Wars to me.
That's their Hail Mary when this shit all flops.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, and you know,
X-Men.
Greg always asks a question that I've kind of asked in the past, 30 years. Like, when you watch a Superman or you watch a Batman, or on the Marvel side, you watch a Spider-Man, where is Batman? Where are the X-Men? Where are the Avengers? When Spider-Man's taken on this world-shaking enemy or event, why don't the other guys show up? That's kind of where we're at right now. It's like all these different powerful heroes, yet where have they been the whole time? So mutants, where have they been? Where were they at during Civil War, like they were in the comics? And I don't know. They need to just start over.
See, that's what I was about to say, the same thing. It would have almost been better for them to, okay, we now own this. We're now going to reboot it. Yes, It was fun doing this. This was our own little story. Yep, you can separate that. You don't need to tell the story of the multiverse. Just say, that's it. That's another universe.
Yeah.
That's in the multiverse somewhere. We're going to start fresh. We've now got the ability to bring in mutants and everything. And Nick makes a great point here. We talk about this a lot. Why do they keep plucking from Star Wars stuff? Why did we get thrown in Rebels? Because that they can't make their own characters. They've got to adapt. It's not even adapting. It's exactly bastardizing the fucking characters.
That's what they're doing here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ajax is a man.
What's that, Greg?
I hope this whole phase of movies just goes away and never comes back.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, always at the moment, like more recently, sort of thinking to myself, fuck, where's my favorite movie gone? Where's my favorite show gone? Movies and shows don't seem to have the same heart and soul as they used to. Movie creators and directors and stuff like this, it almost seems like they take it for granted. It's a dime a dozen.
Got a question?
Well, that's because they've destroyed the hero itself.
Well, yeah.
Got a question for you.
That's why you're not connecting with any of it.
What's your question, Tim?
Why don't you have this on the slate? I hear people gushing about it, and it's what if.
Oh, okay. I've got that in the title as well. We're going to talk a little bit about that.
Okay.
And then we will get into the Shang-Chi stuff.
Yay.
But what if? Okay, I haven't watched the second episode yet. I watched the first episode, and I fucking hated it. Hated it.
What was the first episode?
The first episode was Captain Carter instead of Captain America.
Peggy
Carter
and Peg you.
Yeah. Now, there was a couple of factors that I didn't like about it. If you're going to tell a story in a multiverse and you're explaining it that this was the one moment or the one decision that was made, don't just ignore the other content from what we saw, right? And the example that I'm going to give is that they say that Peggy's one decision was to not go up into the booth, to stay in the research lab or the lab that they were going to do the experiment in. Now, okay, Peggy might have decided to stay in the lab, but tell me Stark wouldn't have gone up to all those military guys, all those politicians or whatever that were there and said, guys, go up into the booth. We're about to start. Like, and they just leave it out. Now, this entire episode jumps through Peggy doing everything that Steve did, gets the Tesseract. It's only because a portal wormhole gets opened with a Hydra coming through it that she's got to push the Hydra through it. And then she pops out the other end. And we're at the beginning of Avengers 1 when Loki comes through the portal. But instead of it being Loki, it's now Captain Carter.
Wow.
It was some of I know it's animated, but it is supposed to be canon apparently as a part of the multiverse and helping to explain the multiverse. But if you're going to explain the multiverse, show it and explain it properly. Don't take shortcut. Like, this is the thing. They don't care. It's exactly what you said, Greg. They fucking don't care. I didn't see the second episode. I don't know if
calling it a multiverse. It's a nothing matters verse.
Yeah, it's because they can just reset, right?
Literally nothing matters. So that's what it should be called. Stop calling it a multiverse. It's literally the nothing matters verse. Nothing you see or you have seen matters. Just know and understand that. There's no canon. There is no lore. There's nothing. Nothing matters.
Yeah. And this what we were sort of talking about before in regards to from Timon 5. What is it, Tim? The
Reals.
Reals.
Yeah.
MCU should be reboot into MCU 2.0 and start with Fantastic Four faithful to the books, but it wouldn't happen. I completely agree with you that they should have they should have rebooted it. The problem was that they tried to move forward with all the hype that they had and all of this kind of stuff for the 10 years that it blew up, right? Especially there at the tail end of it. And they're trying to still feed off that. The problem is they got rid of some of their main pool characters. Iron Man's gone and all of that sort of thing. And they're still trying to push forward. And the problem is they're now trying to adapt in some of the MCU stuff. Some of the Marvel stuff, some of the X-Men stuff, that we see from like WandaVision with Quicksilver showing up in that. But I don't know.
No, there's a better solution out there, and it's pretty easy. It's so easy. It's anything over 50 years old should be public domain.
Why 50?
Well, you got to pick a number. So make it 50. Any character that was created over 50 years ago is public domain. Anybody can use it in any manner.
Again, it's another thing that I look at, and it's kind of like it's a bit like the Visions thing for me. Like, what's the? I know you're trying to explain the multiverse to people and trying to make it easy to understand, but the problem is that when you don't care and you don't pay attention to the details, that's when you start losing people.
The what verse?
Sorry, anything.
Nothing matters.
Nothing matters verse.
Thank you.
Sorry, my bad. The nothing matters verse, but I.
So what's episode 2?
I don't know. I haven't seen it, and I actually didn't even look into it. I probably should have watched it, but
the chat mentioned they screwed up something with Thanos. I don't know what they mean. They just mentioned that.
Interesting.
2 people say that they saw what they did to Thanos, and I was like, oof.
I'm gonna have to check it out just to see. But
yeah, MJ, why not?
Good night, Lady Tariel. Thank you for coming by.
Lady Toriel. Yeah, we should plug her GoFundMe. It's out on Twitter. You can find it somewhere. Please help her out.
Do you want to drop the link in the
Yeah,
chat?
I'll have to find it. Yeah.
Do that.
I didn't realize she was in the chat. My bad. And she's someone who supports us and a lot of people. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I did see in the trailer that T'Challa was going to be Star-Lord, but is that what the second episode was?
Apparently.
Must be. But then I don't understand, or I don't see how that would affect Thanos' story so much. I don't know. Well, again, I'll have to watch it and find out
what Long just said.
That one there. Talk Thanos out, destroying half the universe. Yeah,
please. I like he T'Challa adopted the United States UN ambassador policy. They wrote Thanos a very sternly worded letter about not snapping people out of existence.
So that's what they've done.
And then he's like, nah.
Non-violent.
I when I first read that, I read it and I didn't actually link it. But so that's what they've done. T'Challa, yeah. Wow.
So the dude the character that supposedly loved his adopted daughter and was kind of distraught about having to sacrifice her in order to accomplish his mission. Wow. The guy who then tossed her off the edge of the cliff, killing her, was all you needed to do was send him give him a stern lecture, and he wouldn't have done that.
You should not slap your fingers together and destroy half the universe.
Oh, okay.
Done.
Wow.
Well, I mean, Thanos' entire plan or plot or reasoning behind what he's doing or why he's doing what he did was beyond stupid anyway.
You mean the writers?
Hang on. Are you telling me that fucking the one person in the entire universe that he loved, that he sacrificed for the Soul Stone, couldn't talk him out of it, but T'Challa could?
Well, yeah. I mean, typically your best diplomats, your best diplomats tend to come from isolationist countries.
Yeah, but you're right, Greg. But my point is, it's T'Challa, Rage and Ryno. Of course, it would work better than your loved one. It's T'Challa.
Yeah, he had to just do this the Wakanda Forever thing, and Thanos is like, cool.
Did you see theaters when Black Panther came out?
Thanos is like, can I do that? And he's like, no, you can't. That would be appropriating my culture. But if you agree not to snap your fingers, I'll make you an honorary citizen of Wakanda, and then you can do it, and it won't be appropriation.
That's funny.
Boom, done.
That's funny.
Wow.
That's so stupid. That's yes. I mean, it's all just so it's become so convoluted and ridiculous. It's just dumb.
Yes, Subhuman. The narrative is fucked. Yes, I agree that in some universe somewhere there could be a pussy Thanos. But we don't want to see a pussy Thanos. I don't think. We can leave that up to our imaginations.
Well, but then if he's a pussy, then the defeat is not very impressive then, right? So if Thanos is a pussy in that Nothing Matters verse, then anybody should have been able to talk him out of it. So then that kind of diminishes T'Challa's whole accomplishment, right?
Yeah. True. Well, I don't know. It kind of annoys me because I really, really want to sort of look forward to something. I really want to see something that I can get a bit of entertainment out of. What?
Equals comment.
This one?
He took a knee. Yeah.
He took a knee. Thanos went full Megan Rapinoe.
Yeah.
Wakanda forever.
He is purple, right? He's kind of purple.
Yeah. He's like he felt a kinship with the blue hairs.
Unreal. All right,
there's so many like of all the what if things that you could tell, like switching him and Star-Lord, like in what sequence of events caused that?
Yeah.
Like, so Kurt Russell's son is T'Challa.
I don't know if that's how they did it or not, but
I mean, like I guess, like if the whole concept of what if is just like what if one thing went a little differently, then like what is the one thing different that could possibly lead to that change?
Yeah. Is Kurt Russell black in that universe? That's my question.
Well, I mean, like, I guess he might have
to. I get an overboard with him as black?
even no. Even what's his name? I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. What's his name?
What?
From Guardians of the Galaxy 2. His dad, like the blue dude.
Chris?
Who?
Chris?
Chris.
Oh, the blue dude. Yeah. I know who you're talking about. The whistle guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yandu.
Yandu.
Yeah.
Yandu, that's it. Now I can't even remember what.
Damn it, Trey! You made me look like I actually didn't know it from your fucking typo.
That's right. So Yondu goes to get Peter because he was hired by his dad to go and get Peter to bring him back, but he never took him back because he kept taking all the kids to him. Right? We learn all of this in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. So why would Yondu go back to pick up T'Challa? If he, I need to see the episode, obviously, but it just doesn't seem like it adds up to me. How does Yondu? I don't know. That doesn't.
Well, see, and that kind of to me defeats like the interestingness of what if. If what if is just let's take some ridiculous circumstance and make that like what if this was what if we rewrote the entire rules of the universe? What would it look like? Well, that's less interesting than like what if, one thing happened slightly different and here's the butterfly effect. Like how things went down from that point on. MJ1, it's very simple. I hate Marvel. I hate everything to do with Marvel.
I was just
in Marvel, and I hate the actors who play the characters in Marvel.
I was just reading that comment too. I'm like, yeah, I know. I felt shame for not remembering that. Oh, good. I see Jock Nerdy in the chat. I finally my stream.
For the second time tonight, yeah.
Yes, no, I finally seen my StreamYards finally actually showing me my donation history again. So there was a couple of $25 super chats that he sent. I think it was last week. Yeah, it was. And the first one for $25. Here's my fine for missing Casual Rage. So because he missed Casual Rage, he's paying a fine. All of you, if you miss Casual Rage, $25. And then the other $25 is for
Ryan.
Said us Ryans got to stick together.
Ryan.
Hashtag Small Kings. That's right. Why are you clapping like that? Weirdos.
No reason.
Fuck off. All right, let's get into this Shang-Chi thing, right?
Oh, you want me to pull this up?
Yep. Let's.
Oh, you got it pulled up. I can't read it off your screen. Oh, this is your. Okay.
That's you.
So number one.
Shared your screen.
Look at this right here. Hadouken.
So I don't know. Did you guys before we get into the article? Have you guys heard what's happened with this in regards to Bob Chapek's words and the actor from Shang-Chi? Yep. You've heard, Greg. Have you heard about this?
I've heard there's back and forth. I don't know. Is there some recent development that?
Well, Bob Chapek. He basically said that this is like an experiment that we're doing at the moment, or something along those lines?
It's an experiment about like how they're distributing the movie. That's it.
Correct. All right, so let's get into the.
Here's what I'll say beforehand.
Oh,
like if I'm Feige or if I'm Chapek, and I'm going, this movie's going to make absolutely no money anyway, I would respond to this actor's outburst as in like, that's it. The movie's never coming out. It's in the can forever. Fuck you, and you're never working for Disney again.
Yeah, that's called balls. Mm-hmm.
That's what I would do, because this movie is just gonna like it. They'd probably save money because this movie is gonna bomb so bad. It would probably be more cost effective to never air the fucking thing.
Yeah, good point. Because the action figures aren't selling.
Right.
I can't
and
believe
then
they
I would
even
make the
have
fans
them,
do like some
beyond.
hashtag movement, like release the Shang-Chi cut, and like build momentum that way. Be like, nope. You got to get it trending at least 100 days on Twitter or it's not coming out.
Yep.
Fuck you. I'm the boss here. Fuck off, you peasant.
No, I don't know if they're contractually obligated, to actually release it.
They might be to some of the investors, but they can be bought off.
Yeah. So let's read this. Another one by Spencer Bakuli. This is where he's responding. So it's already been going back and forth. Kevin Feige responds to Shang-Chi star Simu Liu's outrage over Disney CEO Bob Chapek's interesting experiment comment. Oh man, what a mouthful that was. That didn't sound good. Kevin Feige has responded to Shang-Chi and Legend of the Ten Ring star Simu Liu's outrage sparked by the actor's own misreading of Disney CEO Bob Chapek's recent comment that the upcoming Marvel film will be an interesting experiment, clarifying that this controversy was indeed the result of a misunderstanding. I already know where this is going. Addressing Liu's tweet at media presser held during Shang-Chi's August 16th premiere, Feige asserted he is not a shy man. I think in that particular tweet you can see, and I think everyone does, a misunderstanding. It was not the intention, Feige further explained. The proof is in the movie, and we swing for the fences as we always do.
Just one second. Sorry, go on, finish that.
With the amount of creative energy we put in and the budget, there's no expense spared to bring this origin story to the screen.
Fuck, now I can't remember. There was something that you said in there that there was a point that I wanted to make.
The proof is in the movie.
No, it was a bit before that.
He is not a shy man. It's a misunderstanding.
Oh, that's it. Whether or not it's a misunderstanding or not, his reaction to the misunderstanding tells you where the headspace is at.
Yeah.
Right? This Hollywood thing where if something doesn't go your way or you're offended by something, you can just play the race card, or you can play the sex card, or you can play the gender card, or whatever, right?
Or the transgender card, yeah.
Or your project is going to be an abject, humiliating failure. It's always somebody else's fault. That's what it's leading up to. That's the whole lawsuit with ScarJo thing. It's all covering their own utter humiliating failures.
I can see the misunderstanding, but the misunderstanding is coming from a place where he's going, this guy's a racist, and the way that he's speaking is racist, right, about this movie. That's where his headspace is at. It's just so bad that this is where, like, I mean, is this actor even that big of a profile or anything? Like,
I never heard of him before.
It be domestic or international. I mean, dude, you're shooting yourself in the foot before you've even fucking.
Guys,
there are about 5 actors in Hollywood that aren't completely disposable. The rest of them, dime a dozen mediocre talent.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way: Henry Golding, that played Snake Eyes, is a nobody, but he's bigger than this guy.
Yeah.
I don't know who this guy is. You want me to keep reading?
Please.
Chapek's original comment on the upcoming entry into the Marvel Cinematic Universe was made on August 12th during the Walt Disney Company's Q3 fiscal year 21 earnings results webcast. Asked why the company chose not to either further delay the release or extend streaming access to their near-term theatrical releases in the face of the steep fall off in the second week box. Man, what the hell? In the second week box, I guess they mean office, rise of the Delta variant, and international markets still unopened, Chapek replied. At some point, you've got to put a stake in the ground and say, this is what we're going to do. And that's where we ended up on Shang-Chi and Free Guy. Oh, yeah, that Ryan Reynolds movie, right? Which are our next two titles out.
I've heard some good things about Free Guy.
Well, I mean, he has a following, Ryan Reynolds does, you know? And I think a lot of them will like whatever he puts out. And I think some actors are like that, you know?
Yeah.
Some people like Tom Cruise, and no matter what he puts out, someone is going to like it. You could say the same about some directors, too, to be honest.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds is very hit and miss with me, so...
Yeah, same here. I liked him on 15, though, back in the day.
He's got a lot of flops under his belt.
Yeah. But this, I don't even know if this is a misquote or if Chapek actually said that. It's like he had a stroke or something. That didn't even make sense.
It's got to be a misquote.
Yeah.
Or they're just, yeah. he's channeling his inner Biden.
So, after that, on Shang-Chi, we think it's actually going to be an interesting experiment for us because it's got only a 45-day window for us, he added. So the prospect of being able to take a Marvel title to service after going theatrical with 45 days will be yet another data point to inform our actions going forward on our titles. When we planned Shang-Chi, the title was planned on being released in a much more healthy theatrical environment, he concluded. And at this point, unfortunately, due to distribution agreements that we have and due to the practicalities of last-minute changes, that won't be possible. Believing that the Disney CEO considered the film to be an interesting experiment due to its primarily Asian cast, Liu took to Twitter on August 14th to fire back, "We are not an experiment." Here's the thing. It's like, this is a perfect example of someone stopping their reading after they see something they don't like. Because I'm not a Chapek fan, I'm not a Feige fan, but when you read that entire not exchange, but that entire quote, correct, interview, whatever you want to call it, from Chapek, then it's completely in context, right? So this is an example. Remember that meme that's like a black guy in a nice suit? And he's saying something ghetto, and then it clarifies it at the bottom of the meme. Did you ever see that meme? That's exactly what this is. It's like, I'm going to, and then, you know, boom, it clarifies it. Oh, it's not that bad. That's what I'm saying. Like, all he had to do was keep reading for 2 more sentences, and he would have had it in context. But that tells you where this guy is mentally, that he latched onto that interesting experiment, stopped reading, and then he went to Twitter to try and get all the Avatar cartoon profile picture people to support him and to
it's him trying to find a way. I don't know. It seems to be the way that they like to promote these movies.
What do you mean by
that? Is to make it like trend, or to put some attention on it somehow.
Yeah.
So whether or not he read whether or not he read the whole thing or not, I mean, to me, this is just, it's a bit. He's stretching for the clout. It's like, well, it's the straw man.
It's not even the clout; it's the outrage.
This also illustrates how completely stupid your typical actor in Hollywood is. Like, how can you, as an actor in Hollywood, not be acutely aware of the state of the industry in which you work?
Yes.
Like, what bubble do you live in where you're not looking at the box office of other movies that are coming in having numbers that are less than half of what they would have been pre-Coof. Like something like Fast 9, for example. You're looking at the drop-off from Fast 8 to Fast 9 and not going like, wow, this is a pretty challenging environment that really impacts our whole industry. And then to not be aware of like how streaming impacts that as well. Like
Wonder Woman.
How are you not aware of those kind of things when you work in that industry? Like, I would think that this kind of stuff, like, there would be legitimate, almost panic from your working actor in Hollywood all the way down to your, like, lowest level crewmen or craft services on a set, that there has to be some serious concern about the financial health of your industry, considering what's going on in the theaters and how these big budget movies are just not panning out or making money.
Yeah. But here's the thing.
But to immediately go to it must be racism, not like, wow, this could be an experiment as far as how we're going to navigate the current business climate. Like, you gotta be really dumb.
I got a question. Is this movie being promoted as like the first Asian representation movie to ever be in theaters or like anything like that yet?
I don't think so.
I haven't seen any of that, but I was just curious.
Because it's such a silly argument. Like, you'd have to literally like write out like Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee.
Right.
Like,
and
from
Mr. Miyagi. And
Mr. Miyagi. And
I mean, the list goes on.
And the fat pilot in Mandalorian. And like,
yeah,
like just the kung fu movie genre is a massive genre, like that's existed for decades and decades now. You can't even you wouldn't be able to even make the case that this is something that is transformative in that regard.
Only half.
I love that movie. I love The Crow.
Yeah, it's good.
I love The Crow.
But here's the thing, guys. Or did you have something else to say?
I just wanted you to finish reading just what
I
his
will.
tweet
But
was.
before I do that, here's the thing, guys. Like, victimization sells, right? Like it or not, victimization sells. This guy knows it. A lot of people know it. And as soon as they can latch onto something like this and portray themselves as the victim, a lot of times maybe it won't make the movie do well, but it will help that person. Look at what's the Afro kneeling guy's name, Greg? Kaepernick, yeah. Look at him. Like, a lot of us don't like him, but he has a lot of supporters because he knows how to play
and he's made
that victimization card. Oh, absolutely.
A lot of money.
A lot of people have made
bank. Would have in football
off of victimization. Just keep that in mind. So it says, we are not an experiment. Let's just read the real tweet here. We are the underdog, the underestimated. We are the ceiling breakers. We are the celebration of culture and joy. And they have really good rice that will preserve after an embattled year. We are the surprise. I'm fired the fuck up to make history on September 3rd. Join us.
The underdog message also, it does two things. Like, it rallies people to you if they're inclined. But it also starts lowering the bar publicly. Like, so now by portraying yourself as some massive underdog, you haven't raised the ceiling to crash through it. You've lowered the ceiling.
Correct.
So now it's easier to reach it, to crash through it. So you're already setting up in the public a lower threshold for what success is by proclaiming yourself the underdog. Because again,
but it's almost like
these are Hollywood people. They're fragile, weak individuals who are dumb. They a flop is like a mortal wound to them.
Yeah.
It makes me think of this when I hear ceiling breaking, all of this garbage jargon. It makes me think of this. Oh, fuck. I hate how it does that. Now I've got to find the spot again.
Fade in. Lori Atkin, shoe regulation. And this year marks the most women honored at a single scientific and technical awards. Is there work to be done? More barriers to break?
More barriers.
You guys here
More
look at the
progress
cute
to
part.
be. Fuck, that makes me think of that. Is there more progress?
Looking
to
at
be
her makes me
made?
think of the Baku and that Star Trek movie.
Yeah, it
we're
does,
not-
doesn't it?
The face stretchers.
Insurrection. Mhm.
Yeah.
She makes me think of going homicidal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Um,
Not real. Joke, people. Joke, people.
She can't get within
Speaking-
5 kilometers of you anyway, so.
Yeah. Speaking to the
off the
film's
screen.
majority Asian cast, Feige compared Shang-Chi to Black Panther, asserting that they were both victories for global representation.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, see, and then he's going in the opposite direction here. When you have the opportunity to showcase a hero that looks like a huge segment of the globe. So there they go with, I have to see myself. Well, Feige's saying, hey, guess what? We're going to show you yourself. That feels like they haven't been showcased. The magic can happen if you deliver. I think Destin, Daniel Cretton, and Simu have delivered for this movie.
I'm
Feige
pretty
also,
sure, like, Infinity War and Endgame did really well in China, and I don't think there was, like, a whole ton of Asian representation in that movie.
no. I was like the girl in Guardians of the Galaxy crew, you know, with the antennae. Feige also praised Liu specifically, noting that he noticed the actor's superhero quality after a lot of reads, a lot of auditions. There's no magic formula. It's a feeling. It's a sense of both the ability to be relatable and grounded, and at the same time, take your place in that pantheon of heroes. Should everything go so well in an origin story, they will end up with the other pandemic heroes.
Here's the thing that I'm getting a little bit tired of already. Well, there's a lot of things I'm getting tired of, but it just seems like Feige is like the little bitch they run to every time there's like an issue at Disney. So like he had to inject himself and pretend to be like all outraged over the compensation package for Black Widow and everything like that. Is like, I can't, like, Chapek doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that's going to put up for that very long. And Feige had better watch his step because he's got a string of flops on his hands. And his ass is going to be gone. Like, if I'm Chapek, I'm already hauling Feige into the office and be like, you undermine me in public again, you're going to be fucking out of here. Your movies are going to do crap. And I'm going to keep you on board so you can endure the failure after failure in your phase 4, and then I'm going to shit can you.
Mm.
He's gone by the end of phase 4. Because he's already, like, you can already tell, like, he's meddling. Like, there's an issue with Chapek and some actor or whatever, and then Feige's got to stick his fucking nose in it. I guarantee you Chapek hates his fucking guts.
Oh, all he has to do is make a comment about, right wingers being Nazis and he'll get fired. That's all he's got to do.
Well, no, like Feige's got enough like clout with his string of successes with the MCU to date. But Hollywood's a what have you done for me lately kind of business, and Feige's helmet is going to helm a bunch of flops here. Like, I don't see Shang-Chi making any money. I don't see the externals making any money. Black Widow lost money. Sorry,
I was going to say, what was the box office haul in the end for Black Widow? Surely that's sort of
under 400 million, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's look it up.
It needed to get like double that.
Well, it got promoted 3 times or something, didn't it? They
yeah,
because of the coof, they kept advertising it, and then I have no doubt that there would have been some sort of reshoots.
It's sitting at 368 million worldwide.
Wow!
What did it need to break even?
It had a 200. It had a without marketing. It hasn't even broken even yet because it had a $200 million production budget.
Okay.
So you would assume it had to hit 400 million
at least,
just to make its production budget back.
Right.
Zero marketing.
But you got to pay the distributors.
But they're distributing.
There's all the overheads. I mean, the only thing that they can
They
really
needed
say
to make
that
about
they,
800 million to be like
the only thing that I can really say that they're pocketed is the $60 million that they made on Disney Plus when it released. But they, again,
But
we
that's not
don't
even
even know that.
pocketed.
No, that's right. That just goes on to the total thing, but that doesn't count towards the box office. So even if you chuck
Well, then
that
you're
60
also
million
assuming there's
on,
zero overhead on that as well, and that's not true.
I wonder
Streaming has a lot of
too, if you pay the money to watch it on Disney Plus, how long can you watch it for? Is it like hiring it, so you only get it for like a week, or is it
I
like
think
a
if you
couple
pay
of
the
days?
premium, I think
you've got it forever.
As long as I think the way I understood it, as long as you maintain your Disney Plus subscription,
That's
you
always
have
in
access
your,
to it.
Yeah. Okay. So
that's going to
wow.
undercut, some of their DVD sales and aftermarket sales as well. The whopping 2 million people that bought it on Disney Plus. But if you assume that they get 50% of the box office take, you would have to make $400 million just to get your $200 million back. That's just break even.
But that's just for the production costs.
That's just your production budget. Then you have there is some distribution costs, and then although they're distributing it in-house, so it's Disney distributing a Disney thing. So
Yep.
They get some breaks there, but
they got the box office cut.
Well, yeah, the box office cut is maybe about 50%. 55, 60 maybe on opening weekend. You can, depending on how you're negotiating with the theaters. Like, so if you can strong arm the theaters owners, you might get a better deal for that opening weekend. But generally, comes out to 50-55% because overseas the cut is less than in the United States. So this movie didn't even make its production budget back. That for a mainline Avengers character, okay, what do you think Shang-Chi's going to be?
Well, the other thing too is, but can I ask? Black Widow did release in China, right?
No,
it didn't release in China.
No.
Okay.
There are no Chinese numbers in this thing.
Wow.
As far as I can
and
see.
I wonder how this is going to go. I mean, we've already heard that they're sort of biting back and going, we're hating this fucking virtue signal that you're giving us. But then you've got the actor coming out and going, well, it is about race. Oh man, it's so confusing. Jeez. You reckon this movie's going to break 100 million?
I
don't know if it'll.
I think it'll break 100 million.
Mm-hmm.
Box office for sure. That's a low bar these days, but it's possible it might not.
I wonder if they're going to release their Disney Plus numbers, like they did for
not when they matter.
Not if they're not numbers they can brag about.
Yeah, that's right.
They only release the numbers when they're good enough to talk about. Which leads me to believe that the Marvel shows aren't doing nearly as well on Disney Plus as they had hoped. Because if they were meeting or exceeding expectations, I think that they would want to brag to their investors how many people are watching. And they have those numbers. It's not like they have to dig or reach to get them. They're like at their fingertips. Those kind of analytics are very easy for them to just pull off the servers.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shang-Chi is gonna flop something terrible. Because there's just not that many people interested in it. Like I said, you have Black Widow, like an Avengers character. Granted, she's dead, but still, like it's Scarlett Johansson in Black Widow, a role she's played for 10 years, and the movie couldn't hit 400 million.
Again, I feel like, though, that's because of we already knew where this is taking place, she's dead. No one really sort of cared. I reckon it would have made
But
more
who cares
money.
about Shang-Chi?
No, I get that. But all I'm saying is I reckon Black Widow would have made more money if it had been released when we all think it should have been released.
I think it would have made more money if it was a good movie.
That's true, too.
Yep.
That is very true, and that's the other thing. That's the other problem is that it's creative bankruptcy. They've got no. The creativeness is pushed by identity politics and the virtue signal. So that's what's obviously more important for everything. Doesn't matter what it is. The only thing that seems to be able to keep to its own story at the moment is the manga stuff, and I just can't get into that.
Well, I mean, if they came out with like just a fantastic movie, like it could beat the odds as far as the Koof and all that other stuff, because I mean, you knock one out of the park, you knock it out of the park, the product speaks for itself, people will buy it.
Yeah.
Word will get out, and you won't see that 70+% second week drop that we've been seeing, not just on on Black Widow, but we're seeing it on these other movies as well. 70% second week drop. I mean, Jesus Christ. There's no way you're making your money back on those things, especially when you're not opening nearly as strong as movies used to open it. I mean, they're like, Phase 4 is kind of doomed. I don't know how else to say it. Like,
yeah,
and it's hurt. It's hurt by Koof for sure, but it's also hurt by the fact that it's just not that compelling.
But also too, like, you know, some movies, especially some of those bigger MCU movies, there was repeat viewing. You know, nobody's wanting to go back and see this again. They might go and see it once, think, yeah, it was fine, or it was shit, or yeah, I liked it. But even those ones that are saying, yeah, I liked it, they're not going back and watching it again. And you're right, Tim. We haven't seen Daniel in here for a while. I think he works when I stream.
Me too. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think he can catch a lot of it live. So
what
but
we
shout
need
out
to do is you need to take a road trip over to his territory. Like sneak through the
border.
The border. I don't know if you can do like some hyperspace from like low atmosphere in Australia. To get past the blockades. But get spread into Koof over into his territory, and then they can lock down too.
Yeah, and then
I think if you're New Zealand, you lock down the entire country if there's one case. So I mean, like,
yeah, yes. Shout out to Daniel. No, he probably doesn't like me. But no, shout out to Daniel. He's a great dude. He helps out a lot. He's been here from the beginning. So a big thank you and shout out.
He's the chief engineer of the USS Kobayashi FU. So
just
know this.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
and yes,
he's a valuable member of that team.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Christopher, the MCU has run its course, and this is why I'm saying there would have been nothing wrong with. There would have been nothing wrong for me if they had rebooted it. Take a break and then take a break and then come back and then tell your story and you've got your X-Men characters, but still at least honor the source material. This is, again, I'm so scared for X-Men. So scared when they start bringing that shit in and what they're going to do and what they're going to change and all of that.
I have a theory about that
stuff. Yeah, go.
Actually, it's a little game.
What?
So
what's
going to happen?
I'm going to grab a drink.
So we'll play a what if game. What if?
Not that kind of
Dave Filoni took over the MCU.
Huh.
And here's my theory before you guys answer. So what'll happen is he'll go over there, he'll take the MCU, he'll declare all the X-Men non-canon, and then he'll bring in his own team of superheroes. There'll be Wolfie, there'll be Weather, there'll be Triclops, and then who else? Who else can we bring over? And there'll be a Metal Guy, and it'll be bastardizations of all the stuff that he just decanonized, and that'll be the new X-Men. And he'll say it's his. Claws,
okay.
Yeah, Claws. That's what they'll call it.
This is what I think happens when Dave Filoni takes over the MCU. I think that he's going to
you got to decanonize
everything. Yep, decanonize everything. He's going to reboot Iron Man.
and it's going to be a dark trooper.
Captain America. No, Captain America is going to be his babysitter. Tony's going to be a child orphan that Steve looks after and teaches and mentors. And
who's going to be an orphan?
Tony Stark.
Oh,
Tony Stark's a little baby orphan. And,
no, you got to make it a girl. So it can't be Tony.
Steve, oh, sorry.
It's always got to be a little girl character because you got
Tony's a girl. Tony's a girl's name. It's with an I, not a Y.
Okay, there you go.
There you go.
Tony with an I Stark.
Tony with an I Stark, baby Tony, gets nursed and mentored and daddied by Captain America. There's going to be cameos from Ahsoka, Luke Skywalker, and Thrawn. They're all going to come in, and they're all going to be the villains, all three of them. They want Tony because he's the smartest mind in the universe. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm making it up as I go. And it'll just be a mystery box. Like, we actually won't know what the story's about. It's just about babysitters on Earth. And we get the cameo appearances from the Star Wars. It's a crossover. And yep.
Instead of Civil War, it'll be Family Feud.
It's gonna be Ahsoka versus Storm for control over
weather. Is it going to change the name a little bit?
Sorry, weather.
Because then she'll look the same as Storm, but it'll just be named something different.
Transclops. We're gonna get Transclops.
Well, I think we need to get Black Panther's little sister into this as well, because I mean, you DH her and she's a super genius, so she could out super genius Tony.
I'm gonna sort of turn this into a comic book. Fucking Dave Filoni fucking jumps studios and starts writing for, and then we get to see the stories he makes. Yeah, well, Transclops.
Good stuff, man.
All right, that's pretty much it. We've gone through all the topics. Marvel's shit. Star Wars is shit. It's all shit. The only thing that I keep saying it, that I'm sort of looking forward to is Top Gun, and it's only because I feel like it's going to be loyal. We'll see what happens. I could be completely wrong.
I'd like to think so, because it's Tom Cruise's baby. So
yeah, that's why I think it's going to be okay. That's the only reason.
He's going to try and keep it kind of like, I don't think he's going to agree to come back as Maverick and do the whole movie just to cuck himself.
Yeah, just for some chick to take over and take the cockpit and take the reins.
Because it just doesn't seem to be his MO. So, I have some confidence there. But I will never see another movie in the theater ever again in my entire life. So,
I only watch beach volleyball every 4 years.
Nice.
But
I'll be wearing burqas next Olympics.
Is there any? What else is coming? What else have we heard about? I'm not excited for 007.
Oh no, that thing's no. Well, you got Ghostbusters, and the two I was looking forward to.
Not even looking forward to Ghostbusters, because I still think.
Jedi Luki, are you out there in the chat? Did you hear what he just said, Jedi Luki?
No, I want to see it. I want a good Ghostbusters, and I'm hoping that this is going to be a good
Ghostbusters. Bad feeling about it, though, don't you?
But I've got a really, really bad feeling about it, and it's come from the trailer. You know, they've got the fucking the trap on a remote controlled car. They've got a fucking. They're just these kids that just pop out of the side of a car while they're burning around the corner and using the proton packs. Oh, I don't know. I'm very weary.
That does give me some pause. It certainly gives me some pause.
I know what you're saying, guys. I get it, but this isn't being hypersensitive to wokeness or anything. This is just the laws and again, the continuity of the story. There's that one scene. There's that one scene in the original Ghostbusters where they're in the elevator and they're talking about the fact that these proton packs haven't been tested, that they're fucking dangerous as fuck, right? Then even I think it's in Ghostbusters 2 or 3 when they say that they're not even a toy. Like somebody asks, "Can I get a spare proton pack?" And they're like, "They're not a toy." Like
2.
Is that in 2? Yeah, and the. I don't know. I'm just weary.
Like I think it's like Bobby Brown or something asks him. It's like his cameo. It's like, hey, can I
yeah,
get one for my kid brother.
Oh, 3? Question mark? I don't know.
Yeah,
it's one of them,
3.
and you know the line. You guys know the line. But yeah.
They're not wearing nuclear bombs on the back. They're nuclear accelerators. They're a little different, but yeah, still dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, I did see that. I saw Anna's video on the force tripping thing. We should have probably touched on it, but fucking, they're just inventing shit. They're just making shit up.
Such a dumb power either. It's like, wow, I can see the end of my trip now. Like,
yeah.
That seems like.
See, again, they've stolen that, anyway. but they've stolen that from the EU. They've stolen that from because the Chiss, their force users. Basically use a similar ability. I don't think they call it force tripping, but that they use their force abilities to foresee and map hyperspace lanes in unknown
that's
territory.
Different than this force tripping thing. This force tripping thing is just like they see she sees ahead to the destination. Like, okay,
yeah, I know. Anyway,
but I mean, it's just stupid. It's
just
like,
stupid.
Just make more powers up and
force healing, like we saw in that fucking Visions trailer. Now everybody's force stopping blaster bolts. We're called Neo. Anyway, I don't want to get into it again. I do want to wrap this up. I'm getting hungry. I want to have some lunch. Just so all you guys know, I have become affiliate on Twitch. I just haven't set everything up. Biggles, if you're out there, thank you for your help last night, and he's going to help me hopefully set up a little bit more in regards to that. But later today or tonight for me, tomorrow for you, I don't know. I'll probably do a stream. I'm just going to probably play some Assassin's Creed because it's fun, just laid back and just chill and chat with the chat. There's some new merch coming really soon. Soul Shade's been working on something. It looks incredible. Absolutely incredible. I'm so excited for that. But you can, of course, still get your Narratives Fucked merch in the store, which is in the description below. And other than that, I'll be just dropping videos as I'm thinking of them. Oh, and of course, there is the Disney Star Wars continuity series that I'm continuing to work on. Greg, Grand High Priest, thank you for being here. Let everyone know. Any last words? Let everyone know where they can find you.
Yes.
Amen. No, I'm not going to have Macca's. I've probably been eating way too much Macca's, so I'm not going to eat any more Macca's. I've got some pasta I need to make.
You've got some what?
Pasta.
Oh, okay. Pasta. Gotcha.
What do you think he said?
Oh, I thought he said pastor, which is like a Mexican pork that's marinated in this special sauce. Pastor. I'm like, really? You guys got that over there?
No,
something tells me that's beyond Ryno's cooking abilities.
Yeah. Hey, I can cook. I'm pretty good cook. I can do chicken. I can do a roast, but I haven't perfected a roast.
Clip that skirmishar.
Steaks and veg and mashed potato. That's always nice. Nice. I can cook. I like cooking. Not all the time though. But yes, you can find the Holy Order of the Jab in your local church. So go and subscribe to your local church, and you might hear some sounds of the Holy Jab. But no, seriously, go and follow Lost Jedi 22 on Twitter, wherever, all over the place. Lost Jedi 22.
Twitter.
And of course, YouTube as well. Hopefully, one of these days we might get a John China video. Maybe. Never know. Never know.
I don't know. Like,
maybe the Holy Order of the Jab, and you just play
it.
the prayer music and put subtitles in.
The Holy Order of the Jab. Like,
The Holy Order of the Jab reviews What If.
The thing is like I don't want to review shit that I don't even want to watch anymore. That's
yeah. No, I know.
Like I could do Lower Decks, but I don't want to because I don't want to even watch it. It's so irritating.
Yeah, they're called microwave meals, right? Ryno. No, I don't do microwave meals. I did for a little while,
he's an
but
excellent
they get
chef. He
does
can
oven
cook
meals.
He can cook a hungry man dinner.
They can't. Oh, my stomach's growling.
Some of those are good.
Tim, as per usual, thank you for being here. Please let everyone know where they can find you.
You can find me at the link that our good friend Liquid Blake just put in the chat. Lots of live streams going on, like lots of live streams. So I don't feel too guilty about not putting some videos out because lots of live streams to watch, as you're driving along or working or whatever you're doing. But yeah, tomorrow, Greg and I will be back. And again, I'm mixing it up on Friday night. Sometimes it'll be the spacing. Sometimes on my other channel, it'll be Grounds of Expediency. And sometimes it'll be Expanded University on my main channel, just different stuff. I want to do different things because I get so worn out, like talking about all the stories, right? I want to talk about stuff I like a lot too. But a video I'm working on that's probably like at 30% completion in terms of the whole thing. The script is written, lots of pictures are there, editing's going on, is my Bloodlines review. And that's Legacy of the Force. Yeah. Boba Fett is the star. And then, of course, all the other main characters of Star Wars. Really, really good book by Karen Travis. So I'm working on that. And then I didn't get to put out an Alternative Factory because I was too busy. But I got the movies and TV shows sitting right here. So I need to do that because I have fun doing that, like recommending old stuff and telling you why. And Greg's yawning. So that's it. Tomorrow night, me and Greg, Grounds of Expediency, we're going to talk about Biden and Afghanistan and California and everything. So,
yep, nice. That's been a hot topic over the last
week.
But yes, thank you all for being here. Melissa, Mike, Blake, Mega Jetty, Subhuman, Trey Courtney, Metalong, Cell Shade. What? Christopher.
Tim's yawning.
Clay Thomas.
He was calling my yawn out. I had to call his yawn out.
All you guys in the chat, all the lurkers, Nick McCabe, thank you. All of you guys, all of you for your super chats. Tim F, I just saw as I went to scroll back down. Thank you everyone for being here. As per usual, I will leave you with good night. Amen. Good night, everyone.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad. Now you...
They came bounding over.
Fuck off! Disney! You fucking cunt!